cozy on a couch, my body mister, come figure it out with the Sonnet Sisters.
Neighbours, Godspeed. Welcome to Sonnet Sisters. My name is Anna, and today I'll be doing a blind reading of sonnet number 13. Oh, that you were yourself! But, love, you are no longer yours than you yourself here live. Against this coming end you should prepare, and your sweet semblance to some other give. So should that beauty which you hold in lease find no determination, then you were yourself again after yourself's decease, when your sweet issue your sweet form should bear, who lets so fair a house fall to decay, which husbandry in honour might uphold against the stormy gusts of winter's day, and barren rage of death's eternal cold. Oh, none but unthrifts! Dear my love, you know you had a father, let your son say so. Okay, so firstly we are still in procreation sonnet land. If you're not sure what I mean by that, please go back and check out our context videos and pretty much any of the sonnets up to now. I'm going to work through the sonnet and try and translate it into modern language. So lines 1 and 2, I think they mean, if only you were acting like yourself or in your right mind, or if only you were completely one with your mind and body, read beauty. On the contrary, you belong to yourself no more than you will live forever. You are your own only for as long as you are alive. Lines 3 and 4. You should prepare for your impending death or loss of self, and give a nice copy of yourself to someone else. Lines 5 and 6. In this way, the beauty you carry on loan will not die. Lines 6 to 7. That way you can hold on to yourself, or your image can live on after you die. Line 8. When your lovely product or child will bear your lovely form, so look like you. Line 9. Who would let such a beautiful house, read face, body, self, namely body, fall to rot? Lines 10 to 12. Which honourable breeding would maintain, or which breeding would honourably maintain, against the ravages of time. Lines 13 to 14. Only the wasteful. Dearest, and then I think the last few words and line are fairly clear in modern language. You know you had a father, let your son say so. So essentially, have a son and be there and raise a child. Let there be a boy who can say he is a son of yours. Structurally, this is an interesting sonnet because there are some clauses split over lines, so not necessarily feminine endings, but the pentameter rhythm is thrown off a little bit in a couple of places because it doesn't quite make sense to emphasize the last word or the second syllable in the iambs for the last few words. I think perhaps the delivery of this could be that the sentiment is designed to be offbeat so that it potentially catches the subject unawares. In terms of the language that's used, there's a lot of love and fondness quite prevalent in this sonnet. Perhaps it's coming from somebody quite close to him who is maybe manipulating their position or their relationship with him. We have repetition of a few different words. We have "oh" a couple of times, which are kind of an exclamation. Yourself is repeated 4 times. Love we have a couple of times. Sweet is used 3 times. We also have a dear in there as well. You and yours is used 13 times. So there's a lot of emphasis on you, yourself. Perhaps this could link back to other sonnets which imply that the subject is quite vain and interested in themselves. In terms of pairings or alignments, we only really have one that I think is quite interesting or worth mentioning because it emphasises the point, and that is live and give. So no longer yours than you yourself here live, and your sweet semblance to some other give. So that is aligning life with generosity and giving oneself over to others with maintaining life or living longer. There's a lot of sibilants. For example, sweet semblance to some other give, so should that beauty which you hold in lease. Yourself's decease, sweet issue, sweet form should bear. This gives the sonnet an insidious cutting undertone. It kind of gets under your skin. I think that works quite well in terms of performance, in alignment with the love and the fondness, the dear and sweet, because that is quite an insidious tool of emotional manipulation. The air of gentleness enabling somebody to say things which are quite harsh. I think it's possible to jig this and address it to a woman, but it is more aptly directed at a man, particularly because of the last few words, let your son say so, let your son say he had a father, which is really only in your control if you are a man or if you are a father identifying person. Because of the way this begins, it's almost like a response. It's like a very sudden reaction to something. And I think it would be interesting to perform in the context of it being a response to the subject laying claim to their own body. The response, the sonnet, seems to suggest that his body is not really his but borrowed, and that in order to maintain a connection with his body, his self, which is clearly important to him, he needs to be generous with his body and he needs to give it to other people. So those are my initial thoughts on Sonnet 13. Let me know what you think about it in the comments down below, and I will see you on Wednesday for further analysis. Until then, rest you merry. So that this boy can